I was never confused at what I had to do. First, I was sure I had to do engineering, and then when I tried it, I thought that this is not something I want to do for the rest of my life. Then I talk to people. I know I don't understand it right now, but yes, from what I can see, what I can gauge, I think I understand it. So वहाँ से as I knew कि 9th से करना है, तो in my mind I knew कि 11th से, as I step into 11th, I had my sole focus towards CLAT 20. Thing of a surprise, some surprise was going to come, but for example, the analytical section was the most surprising. Also, legal was not as we expected. There was
Okay, hi everyone. We have a very special guest today, Samarth Kumar, All India rank 74 in AILET 2026 and rank 137 in CLAT 2026. Samarth has been a student with us, and the purpose of doing this interview today is just to understand the journey of Samarth throughout while he was preparing for the CLAT 2026. So welcome Samarth, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So Samarth, basically now it's been a month, and I think you did a phenomenal job. All India rank 74 in AILET and 137 in CLAT. You qualified both the places, so that is something which is very commendable. So Samarth, before we start and move ahead, can you just briefly tell about yourself so that people will be able to connect?
So hello everyone, my name is Samarth Kumar. I have secured, as Stuart said, a rank of 74 in AILET 2026 and 137 in CLAT 2026. I have been a student at NPLC for the past 2 years, and I think the journey here has been phenomenal, and I always dreamt of going into the field of law, and I think I'm just one step closer.
Okay, great, Samarth. So Samarth, there are 2-3 things I wanted to ask you. I'll come to why law and kya kiya, kya nahi kiya, how exactly. So that's something we'll be discussing during this interview. But Samarth, my first question would be, what is the present? Because now it's been a while and it has been a month. So 137 CLAT 2026 has fetched you which college?
Sir, it has fetched me Nalsar currently, Nalsar, Hyderabad.
So Nalsar is done for you?
Yes.
And what happened with your All India rank 74 AILET?
I am currently waitlisted in AILET 2026 list.
Okay, and so till where has it been confirmed?
Till 71 it has been confirmed.
Oh, so 71 आपको NLU Delhi मिल चुका है. Yes. You are the third one. Okay, great. So anyways, I think you are spoiled for choices in that case.
Yes.
Getting through both Nalsar and NLU Delhi, I think either of the places are very good. Okay, Samarth. So before now we move ahead, I remember the day you joined. I think you always had a clarity कि मुझे law ही करना है. So इतना कहाँ से, right? When people come to us, they're all confused कि मुझे ये करना है, ये करना है. So इतनी clarity कहाँ से थी? Why law?
Sir, I got this clarity. I was sure I had to do law from class 9th. Because my father, he was in a boarding school, and he has a lot of friends. So from all professions, I tried my hand at engineering. Like I did coding and everything. I understood it was like I didn't like it much. Then I didn't want to be a doctor. I also met some lawyers. They were like, some of my father's friends were lawyers. My father shares my interest in law. Although he is not in this profession, but he shares that. So throughout that, I felt like, oh, this, and while reading the newspaper, I felt like, oh, this is a field I really connect to. So I chose law.
So you chose law. But you had this clarity while you were in 10th?
9th. I got this clarity.
You had this clarity. Yes. Okay, great. So, and having this clarity, did it help you?
Yes, sir. Actually, my parents said that the earlier you decide, the better for you. So I was never confused at what I had to do. First, I was sure I had to do engineering, and then when I tried it, I thought that this is not something I want to do for the rest of my life. Then I talk to people. Like I know I don't understand it right now, but yes, from what I can see, what I can gauge, I think I understand it. So वहाँ से as I knew कि 9th से करना है, तो in my mind I knew कि 11th से as I step into 11th, I had my sole focus towards CLAT 2026.
Okay, great. So Samarth, you have been a very hardworking student, one of the most hardworking student I have ever met. So, and 12th भी था, there were so many other things, right? So, इतना मेहनत करने का ताकत कहाँ से आता था? मतलब, what was the inspiration? क्या सोचते थे जब इतना 12-14 hours a day पढ़ रहे हो, वो भी लगातार पूरा 2 साल पढ़े हो, मतलब तो ना तो बर्नआउट का कोई मैं सिम्टम देखा ना कुछ भी देखा, तो इतना मेहनत करने का इंस्पिरेशन और ताकत कहाँ से आया?
Sir, first of all, my parents and my brother especially, he has given competitive examinations like just years before. So I saw him also working like 17 hours, 18 hours a day. He was studying at the table, and I was like, how do people do this? But when my time came and I saw this, like, this might be a life-changing moment for me. This exam can change everything. So then I got into this process. First I tried, maybe initially I could not sit for that long, and then I started developing my capacity. Also my friends, like some of them, like they used to study for the entire day. They would, like, each target they would perform. So there was,
your friends means your friends from here?
Yeah, NPLC. So they used to do it like continuously. So there was a competition between us. We had to do better. Like we were very good friends, but we wanted to beat each other to get into the be the first one, especially in targets initially. So that is actually every week was we restarted our journey.
Okay, great. Understood. So that group has helped you, and the mahal at center basically, it has been competitive always, so that has helped you. Okay, great, Samarth. So Samarth, my next question would be, how many mocks did you write?
Sir, I have written 267 mocks.
So you wrote 267 mocks. Okay, so in terms
of flat mock as well, 268, but I don't count it.
Okay, so in terms of mocks, I believe if there is a ranking to be given, मुझे लगता है सबका बारे में तो मैं नहीं जानता, मैं लिखता other people, पर मुझे लगता है तुम rank 1 हो गए.
Yes, sir. That was my aim.
So which is great. So Samarth, 267 marks लेके, you would have experimented everything with you कि मुझे क्या सूट करता है, क्या नहीं सूट करता है. So Samarth, I'm sure you would be aware of कि एक पेपर आता है, पहले इंग्लिश होता है, फिर लॉजिकल होता है. इंग्लिश में क्या पूछते हैं, लॉजिकल में क्या पूछते हैं, लीगल में क्या पूछते हैं. पेपर देखे, पेपर was not what actually was expected. So इतने सारे मॉक्स लिखने के बाद, एक परसेप्शन बनाने के साथ, and when you saw the paper, how exactly was the feeling those 2 hours?
Sir, we were prepared mentally कि there was something of a surprise. Some surprise was going to come, but like for example, the analytical section was the most surprising. Also, legal was not as we expected. There was a static in legal. So these were some changes, but I knew that there is going to be some surprise element, and you can't really predict what is going to come. So of course, while we are preparing, there is some sort of perception. You go into the hall and you have this perception this will come. But when I saw the paper and I looked through it, are the pages enough? Then I saw that the entire logical section is actually analytical. So वहाँ पे थोड़ा surprise लगा. But we had trained for this scenario as well. Ki there can be a paper which has no sections. There can be no passages as well, even in CLAT. So we had prepared for all these scenarios. So I thought I took a deep breath and then I started the paper.
Okay, so you're mentally prepared.
Yes, sir. But when I got the paper and I filled the OMR, so there was one surprise which I didn't prepare for. While filling the OMR, I told you, I think I made a mistake in the OMR while writing those. And I filled it carefully and ऊपर में थोड़ा सा थोड़ी overwriting हो गई थी. Because when I was filling it, कुछ सामान मेरे साइड में बहुत जोर से आके गिरा. तो वो थोड़ा एक surprise लगा. plus जब वो paper आता है तो आप you get थोड़ा सा frustrated, तो time लगा but वो कर लिया.
Basically purpose of making writing your mocks is like उस दिन कुछ भी नया नहीं होना चाहिए.
Yes.
Right. Still CLAT has been doing things, but ठीक है. So
not only in sections but in overall scenarios.
Overall scenario भी correct होता है. उस environment से बहुत ज़्यादा familiarity होना चाहिए.
Yes.
So Samarth ये बताओ कि ठीक है, you were preparing, there were 5 sections and everything. So which was the most difficult or not difficult actually? मतलब which was the one you struggled the most with?
Sir, when I struggled the most with analytical. And I think I've been coming to you since analytical classes started, and I in targets, that was the only target I could not perform in. Analytical, I was performing out of those 70, 80 students who used to give the test, I was ranking 71, 68 in analytical target tests. So that was a bummer for me, but I practiced a lot. There is no substitute for practicing, and I knew if I did all the books and all the questions you asked me to do, there's nothing else I can do. So I just hoped that I solved it on that day and I did it. So initially I could not even get the question, what the question was asking. But then slowly, and then it used to take time, and then I reduced it to thoda strong hua. But overall, I didn't make a favorite or a bad section in my mind. I didn't make a favorite section or a bad section in my mind. Okay. Because I knew if I favorite section में अगर ज़्यादा difficult आ गया, I would give it more time. And then difficult section में अगर मैं perception बना के था, then I would not be able to.
So analytical treated you well on the day.
Yes, not entirely well. I took a risk in the last section, but I think it paid off. Evenly. It's okay.
Okay. So that helped you. I understood. And Samarth, like everybody else, GK, how did it treat you?
So GK was brutal. But it was brutal for everyone. The syllabus is vast, and you are not really sure कि अगर आप सारी PDFs कर भी रहे हो, so then also you would get the question. Like for an AILET, you didn't really know the answer. It was just you eliminated the options. But हमने जब I started doing the PDFs from November 2024, and I have not missed a PDF since, like so many of my batchmates. So I did it, all the 3 PDFs, the revision. So after a few months, it became it was easy. Then you added more PDFs and revision in addition to the new ones which came in. So it was brutal. It took long hours. Especially I used to take a lot of time doing GK because other sections were really prepared by April and March, April. But GK, I used to do it thoroughly. If it would take me 12 hours a day to do GK, I would put it.
But GK, आसान सा GK दे दिए, right?
हाँ, it was.
So had it been difficult, I think that would have been more advantageous.
Yes.
Okay, great, Samarth. So I understood. I think we have a clear picture. And maths का क्या सीन है?
Sir, maths usually there were some difficult passages. Like Pooja ma'am used to make us practice, and they would also come in more. So, but that was difficult for everyone. So I thought that my that section that used to trouble me. But overall, my maths was good. From 10th only, my maths was good. So I used to do the daily. I didn't used to do the daily practice problem every day, but I would collect them and do it at one day. When I used to think कि maths practice हो गया. It was not every day, but because मेरा maths strong था, so it used to work for me. Some of my friends, उनका maths इतना strong नहीं था, they used to put in 1 or 2 hours every day. So that was the difference. But मेरा maths was sorted.
Okay, great. So Samarth, now I think people who have understood that you are a hardworking person and you have worked hard, and of course, result also came the you wanted it to be possibly right. Now, Samarth, if you think about those 2 hours, कि पेपर मिला, पेपर मिलने से examination खत्म. Anything you think that you made a mistake which the next year aspirant should not do, या फिर even if you have to change anything in your course of preparation or while doing the exam, anything you would like to highlight?
I think, sir, my preparation was sorted. I think I couldn't do anything else. I tried my hand at everything, and then I refined it and put it in what I would do it in 2 hours. One thing which I didn't really make a mistake in, but there's always a scope for improvement, is being calm during those 2 hours. If if you stay calm during those 2 hours, it means, you know, you have just qualified, almost qualified. You just have to solve those questions. The rest, everything is sorted. When I looked at the English section, I was blanked out. Like for the first passage, I was blanked out. I tried to read it, I underlined it, but I could not really understand. And then I took a deep breath in, and then I started my paper again. So I managed it to the best. Like I would also say that it was not the best paper I have ever given, but it was the best I could do in that scenario. So instead, I have ruined mocks for 1 or 2 questions, but you know, I stood, like I kept my calm and did the best I could do in that scenario. So I think there should also not only the ability to solve those questions, but the ability to stay calm under those 2 hours is also a part of the preparation. So they have to do that.
But Samarth, एक चीज और बताओ, मतलब I noticed it many times that your scores used to मतलब वो ऊपर जा रहा है, फिर बहुत नीचे भी होता था.
Yes.
तो जब वो नीचे होता था तो कैसे हैंडल करते थे उस सिचुएशन को?
So the funny thing is, last month, like just 1 month before CLAT, I think it was just the starting of November or something, my scores dipped to 55, and everyone was scoring 85, 90 in that mock. And that was because I used to stand with these guys and I used to compete with them. That was that meant like I didn't realize where my preparation is going. The thing was and this happened in June as well. So I used to come to UK. I am doing everything, and it's usually in the scenario when you're doing more than you do on an average.
Correct.
So when you're doing more than average, there's something developing. You don't realize it until that breaks off, but there is something developing. You know, for the CLAT preparation, you have to do the DPPs. You have to practice extra questions of every section. You cannot abandon any section. You have to put in work for GK. You have to revise it. Like if you tick all these boxes, somewhere it is developing. So I realized कि अच्छा नहीं जा रहा है. Okay, like I think either it will go up or it will stay consistent या फिर नीचे चला जाएगा. But I cannot do anything more than this. So when I tick those boxes कि अच्छा I'm doing everything, then I stopped थोड़ा worrying. I used to make fun of my scores only कि यार क्या चला गया आज mock में, कुछ नहीं हो रहा मेरा. But started, and always there were a few people who used to support me. Like even those who were scoring 90, they would come to me and tell me, maybe you made this mistake, maybe you.
So you guys were very lucky, as like you had a group of friends.
Yes.
Who were very supportive, and fortunately everybody did very well, right? So that's a great thing. So any advice you have, Samarth, for the junior and the next year people who will be taking CLAT and AILET, considering you have cleared both? So of course, any advice you have? And also, Samarth, to interrupt, in case, did you do the same way for both CLAT and AILET, or was the preparation different for them?
So the funny thing is, like when I was preparing for the targets, I didn't really realize it was for the mocks. I was so obsessed with the target scores that I didn't realize it was helping me in the mock scores. Then, of course, afterwards, like when you have to change the layout of the sections, you have to try new things, you start focusing on mocks. But initially, targets was everything. So I didn't really think कि ये CLAT का या AILET का. I didn't even realize it because we were also at the center. I think you were experimenting. कभी आप analytical पूरा डाल दे रहे थे. You will कभी आप पूरा reading या फिर a very lengthy mock or something like that. So मुझे realize नहीं हो रहा था कि मैं CLAT कर रहा हूँ, मैं AILET कर रहा हूँ. थोड़ा analytical में difference आता था, but I think इस साल तो दोनों का खत्म ही हो गया difference. So मैं target के लिए इतना focus रहता था कि मैं mocks पे उसका impact देख ही नहीं रहा था. फिर बाद में मतलब, लेकिन देखने का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि हो नहीं रहा है. तो like of course the mock scores were increasing. They also decreased, but overall generally वो एक increased trend पे आ रहा था. And मतलब as they started 10, मतलब 40, 50 से start किया, फिर 60 गया, 70 आया फिर mocks का scores. Then I started 80 भी आता है mocks में, फिर then 90 और 100 और 110 भी touch हो गया. So
any advice you have for your juniors?
I think sir, one thing is consistent practice. So consistency, I had built it from क्लास 11th itself. पहले 2 महीना थोड़ा सा मतलब मैं एक्ट करता कि मैं बहुत पढ़ रहा हूँ, लेकिन मैं उतना नहीं कर रहा था. but then you start realizing it is not a lot. It's all about perspective कि आप कितना कर रहे हो. So my perspective was कि अच्छा नहीं यार, अभी तो शुरू हुआ है, अगले साल तो इस समय हम लोग we would be, मतलब इतना सारा काम होगा कि हम कुछ और कर ही नहीं पाएंगे, सांस लेने का समय होगा. So वो मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव जब चेंज हुआ कि आगे का सोच रहा था कि और डिफिकल्ट आने वाला है, तो इट बिकेम ईजी इन दैट पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. तो वहाँ पे मैं बोल रहा था कि ये तो काम ठीक से कर लूँ. Second thing was, this is from a friend who, like, he was preparing for engineering, and I asked him, he also did very well, so I asked him how to build my consistency and keep it. He said ki keep certain things in your list jo you have to do every day, like DPPs, targets, itna time for targets and everything in this list, which you have to do. You cannot sleep, and it's almost around 7 hours of work every day. So even when you're not doing a lot, you're doing these things. So you're not out of touch from your practice. You are actually in that process. So also I think we were lucky, or I think we built it that way. Ki the class as a whole, they were supporting each other. Like for example, we used to even go for movies, and then we would come back and go for a mock. कि अच्छा यार मूवी देख ली, कोई नहीं, मन नहीं लग रहा, हम लोग मॉक देने चलते हैं. तो लाइक कुछ क्लासेस में ऐसा हो सकता है कि वो स्टडिंग को लेम बता दें या फिर उतना अच्छा नहीं है, इट्स नॉट वेरी गुड, बट हमारे लिए वो बहुत एडिक्टिंग हो गया था. द मॉक स्कोर्स, द टारगेट स्कोर्स वर वेरी एडिक्टिंग, एंड दे गॉट सो कम्पिटिटिव एट अ पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम कि 200 लाइक स्टैटिक में हम लोग इतना पढ़ लिया. स्टैटिक इतना है नहीं, बट वी यूज टू स्टडी, कितना भी रिवीजन हो जाए, कितने 10 बार 12 बार 20 बार रिवीजन हो जाए, हम लोग 4 बजे तक जितने रिवीजन कर सकते हैं वो कर ले. यहाँ पे हम लोग आई थिंक क्लास के सामने भी हम लोग रोते थे कि सर आप 15 मिनट और दे दो, इवन दो आवर सिलेबस वाज कंप्लीट. सो वो स्टैटिक हमने इतना अच्छे से कर लिया, वी डिडंट रियलाइज दैट इट वाज गोइंग टू हेल्प, बट वो इतना इन्वॉल्वमेंट और इतना कॉम्पिटिशन आपस में आ गया कि मतलब वो बहुत हेल्प किया. फिर लास्ट में Arjav Jain, he lent me his the notes of GK, which were really helpful. He used to do those short notes. I don't know how he used to make them, but very helpful. So Devik Khattar, Devik Khattar and Siddhant Roy, they were like gods of GK, I would say. Devik Khattar की इतनी अच्छी थी नहीं जीके, बट इनिशियली बट इतनी अच्छा उनका था कि उनसे पूछो, उनके पास आंसर होता था. एंड बंसल एंड मी एंड यूज्ड टू, हम लोग तो लड़ते भी थे साथ में, एंड देन वी यूज्ड टू डू द मॉक्स एंड एवरीडे चेक्स रखते थे एक दूसरे पे. सो एंड Ashnur and Siddhant, they used to open the new heights of scores. तो अच्छा वो इतना ला सकते हैं एक मॉक में, तो वो
इतना भी ला सकते हैं.
हाँ, तो
मतलब मेरे लिए भी हमेशा ये रहता था कि इस बार कितना आया.
यस,
सो दे वर क्रॉसिंग ऑल द लाइंस.
सो मतलब समटाइम्स ही वाज टू से कि मैंने तो एक्सपेक्ट किया था कि इसमें 100 से ऊपर कोई जाएगा नहीं, एंड लोग लाइक दीस पीपल वुड बी सिटिंग एट 105 इन दैट मॉक. तो आई यूज्ड टू डू माय बेस्ट कि मैं जितना कर सकता हूँ मैं करता हूँ. समटाइम्स आई यूज्ड टू बीट देम, समटाइम्स नॉट. Like, but when they didn't used to perform well, तो मैं उनकी हेल्प करता था, और जब मैं नहीं कर रहा था तो वो मेरी हेल्प करते.
पर प्रिपरेशन में तुमको मजा आ रहा था.
हाँ, मतलब that competitiveness burnout phases आते थे, but you have to push through it. मैं आपसे एडवाइस लेने आता था, बट ओवरऑल बर्न आउट होने के बाद भी मैं कर रहा था. तो मैं मतलब उतने ही आवर्स दे रहा था, रिजल्ट नहीं भी आ रहा होगा तो लाइक देयर वाज सम शिफ्ट कि इतने हेल्प कर दिया इतना. Maybe I took a break somewhere कि मुझे मैं 4 या 8 मॉक्स लिख रहा हूँ वीक में. मतलब जो 4 हो रहे थे तो मैंने ये भी किया था कि मैंने दिन के 2 मॉक्स लिख रहा था. तो इनने एडवाइस किया कि थोड़ा स्लो डाउन कर, यहाँ पे 3 दिन का. मैंने लास्ट मंथ 3 दिन का ब्रेक लिया था कि नहीं हो रहा अब मेरे से, मैंने छोड़ दिया. तो मतलब दे यूज्ड टू एडवाइस मी, यू आल्सो यूज्ड टू एडवाइस मी. तो वहाँ पे
चलो ग्रेट. सो ऑल इज वेल दैट एंड्स वेल. आई थिंक इट वेंट रियली वेल, राइट? सो नालसर मुबारक हो. और दिल्ली भी जस्ट वेट लिस्ट +3, 71 तक हो चुका है, and 74 पर. I think that eventually should also happen. So great, Samarth Kumar. It was nice talking to you. I hope people get benefited from your insight, and good luck. So keep in touch and we'll meet again. Right?
Thank you, sir.